Hey, in this video I am sharing my favorite ways to get more protein into my diet without using any protein powder. So to start, I have just some hot boiled water here and I'm going to pour about 2 cups into this glass measuring cup. Now I'm using 2 cups because I know that's about how much my mug holds. And then I am going to use this bone broth. If you are not yet drinking bone broth, gotta give it a try. It gives your skin this unbelievable glow. And I just actually put it right into this water and I drink it just like you would be drinking a tea. So for this, you need 2 tablespoons of the bone broth, and that brings you up to 15 grams of protein with only 70 calories, which is pretty amazing. Now I'm not sure what happened to like my 1 tablespoon, so I have a half here. So I'm just gonna do 4 right in there. Now there's lots of different brands that you can get. This one just happens to be a brand that I really like, and I drink the beef one, but you can also, there's a beef ginger, which is pretty good. Now this I find clumps. Like some people have an okay time like just putting it right in the hot water and stirring it, and I have not found that. So I actually use a frother, like a hand frother with this little attachment, so it's not the frother attachment. So if you're gonna buy yourself one, make sure it's not just the frother attachment because that is a nightmare to clean afterwards. So I'm just gonna submerge it right in and start blending. You do want to make sure that you're being careful because it is boiling hot water, which is why I do not like use the frother just in the mug. I tried that once and it's not a good idea. Just don't do it. So now I just have like this beautiful broth that I'm just going to pour right into my mug. And look at that. It's all foamy and everything. So on the top, you get these like little clumps of bone broth. So you want to make sure you just go through with a spoon and get rid of those clumps because they are not tasty. I have a couple of clumps today. All right, there we go. We have a beautiful mug of bone broth and I just sip on this like I would tea. I don't put anything else in it, but you could like flavor it with some more spices if you like. I just like it the way it is, and you want to make sure you drink it hot. Bone broth, I do not find delicious once it starts to cool down. It's like a warm hug, but it can take a little bit to get used to it. So I generally have about 2 of these a day. If I leave it in there, I do make sure I like to have the last sip just so I'm getting the full 15 grams of protein. Next up is using collagen powder in warm beverages. I love the Great Lakes. It is quick dissolving, which means it can go straight into your coffee in the morning. It dissolves, no blending needed. I would not recommend using it with tea. I have not found it like dissolves well in tea at all, but into the coffee, so good. Apparently it can go into hot or cold liquid. I've only had success in hot. Sometimes I mix it into oatmeal as well for some extra protein. For whatever reason, this particular container has like no nutritional information on it. So I had to look it up, but we are talking about 11 grams of protein, which is really awesome. And I believe it's only 2 tablespoons. So you can even mix it in with the bone broth and up that protein amount. But right now I am going to mix it up into my new favorite hot chocolate formula. I used to use almond milk, but I found that the cashew milk is just like creamier and I like it better for this particular recipe. So I have some on the stovetop. I'm gonna go check it out and see how it's doing. All warmed up off the stovetop. I'm just gonna pour it into the cup again. You could actually like blend it all up right on the stovetop, maybe in a slightly different pot. Now for this hot chocolate, I'm just loving this Bloom, which is a cacao turmeric blend. I think it's delicious, but it's definitely not necessary. Okay, so I'm just gonna 1 teaspoon. And then I'm gonna put in some just cocoa powder. You could just do this with cocoa powder and some cinnamon. Really just make your own mix, do what you like. And now to make it protein, I'm gonna put this collagen powder in. 2 tablespoons, 11 grams of protein. Now the collagen will just blend right in, like if I just stir it, but I'm gonna use the whisker just because I find that like the bloom actually needs to be whisked. All right. You want to be careful because it's hot and it does sometimes splatter. I do find this to be like a little bit bitter. So if you were trying your own, a little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of honey, maybe. Pour it into my mug. And this is just like so yummy. And I am going to sit back and enjoy this with one of my new favorite snacks. These keto bombs, oh my goodness, they are just so yummy. But they are 70 calories each, 9 carbohydrates, low on the protein scale, but that's not the purpose of this. So I'm just going to sit back with my yummy keto bomb and my cup here of collagen hot chocolate. Just so good. Milk mustache. One of my favorite ways to get fast protein into your diet, adding in the 2 cups of bone broth a day, plus my collagen hot chocolate, plus my collagen in my coffee in the morning, equals about 50 extra grams of protein and not that many calories. So really delicious and just a way nicer way, I think, to be getting your protein than protein powder. How do you like to get your protein? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.